Hi horrors, welcome back to another video. Oh my god, I'm so happy to be making another video. I'm kind of sorry that it kind of took a while too. I think what I'm going to start doing is only making 1 or 2 videos per month until I can kind of start getting the fucking hang of this shit. Back up again at least. I still need to kind of get a new microphone. I still do definitely want to kind of get a new type background look. As you guys can see, I am in my original background. Kind of wasn't liking my room background setup. It just kind of wasn't like feeling it. Wasn't good, but I am back here now, and again, I'm ready to do this. So in today's video, as you can tell by the title, I am going to be telling you why I think you should spend your time and your money to go watch the new Saw movie, because there's a lot to unpack here. I am going to be spoiling some things, so if you're not into spoilers, or if you have not seen the movie yet, or if you honestly just don't give a fuck and you're just wanting to watch this video just to watch it because of me, then just stay tuned for the rest of it. I have also been trying to do a little bit of gaming. I've been playing, as you can see in this bag, I have this Texas Chainsaw Massacre blanket. Oh my god, it's falling. One second. So I have been playing the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre game, and I had tried to do a video with it, but kind of didn't work out. And you know me, with a little bit of storage, I'm a broke bitch with no motherfucking storage. So there's that, but hey, I tried. So maybe in the future, hopefully I'll be able to do an actual gaming video for you guys, because that shit was fucking hilarious as me playing as a victim. Would I survive?
I guess we'll never know.
Anyways, let's go ahead and let's get right into today's video and why I think you should spend your time and your money to go watch the new Saw movie. Starting off with, this Saw movie is probably honestly one of my favorite Saw movies ever. This has everything that I think a Saw movie should need. The acting, the traps, the story, I think is phenomenal. For a Saw movie, and to have a really good story and a really good plot is honestly kind of insane. I mean, the only really good Saw movies to me are Saw 1, 2, 3, maybe Saw 6. But like other than that, like I don't like Spiral, I don't like Jigsaw, I don't really like any of the other Saw movies, so I wouldn't even consider myself a huge Saw fan. Don't get me wrong though, I know the story, I know the timeline, I know the detectives, I know Strom, I know Hoffman, I know Amanda, like I know the story, I know everything about it. It's just some of the movies are really intriguing and some of them are not. Where would I place this one exactly, Saw X, is I would literally place it above my #1 topic. My #1 topic is probably going to be Saw 2, Saw 3, but this one I think to me just really excels it so fucking much. And the reason why I think to me is the acting sells it so much for this movie, you guys. And I love that the producers and the casting director got Hispanic, Latina actresses and actors. Renata Vaca, Palette Hernandez. I love these girls in this movie. They slayed so much, and to have like the Hispanic culture and all of that into a Saw movie, I think really fit it. Like they sold this movie so much, you guys. You guys have no fucking clue. Now, if we're gonna go ahead and talk about the story now. The story, I don't know if you guys have not kind of seen the trailer, or if you guys kind of don't really know much about Saw. There is this guy named John Kramer who puts these bad people into their own tests, into traps, if you will. And like, let's say like me, I'm abusing drugs, I'm abusing heroin, I'm doing all this shit every single day, so Jigsaw needs me to appreciate life. So what he's gonna do is he's gonna put me in a fucking trap, and if I don't survive, then bitch, I'm dead. But if I survive, then hey, I have a new meaning for life.
This is editing me, and this is an example, okay? And rewatching this, I'm like, y'all are probably gonna think I'm actually out here fucking doing heroin and shit. It's a motherfucking example, okay?
And I come out seeing something better. That's at least what Jigsaw thinks from his point of view, but we kind of do see that with Amanda. Sorry, kind of getting off track with it. John Kramer also has cancer. So in this story, we are following John Kramer to go and cure his cancer. So this movie actually does take place, I believe, I've heard multiple different things, but it either takes place between Saw 2 and Saw 3, or it takes place between Saw 1 and Saw 2. So either way, it's kind of really right there and the way beginning. So we are kind of we are following John kind of curing that cancer, kind of something that we do see in Saw 3. And these people that he find are fucking scam artists, and out of everyone you could fucking scam, you fucking scam John Kramer. What does John Kramer do? He obviously, sorry guys, there's something in my fucking eye. John Kramer obviously gets fucking pissed as fuck and calls up his homegirl Amanda and says, bitch, get the fuck over here, we need some people in need. People are in need of our fucking assistance. So Amanda fucking goes down there to Mexico, literally flies down there to Mexico, and they fucking get these bitches that fucking scammed him and put them in traps. I just love this idea. This idea literally, I don't know why it took us this long for Saw to get this fucking good, but this shit was smacking. I was straight like, I was squirming in my seat, you guys. I was watching this in 4XD, so seats were moving. I was rocking side to side. I was feeling the chops, so I was feeling it. I was feeling this movie a lot. But again, you know, this story is just 10 out of 10. I feel like in all of the other Saw movies, we're usually following the detectives. You know, we're kind of following Detective Carey. We're following Detective Strom, Hoffman. We're following all these different types of detectives, that to the point where you're just kind of like, okay, I want to see John. I want to see Jigsaw. I want to see Billy the Puppet. Like, I want to see these things, and you get that. Excuse me. You get that in this movie. And you get a lot of it in this movie. John Kramer, Tobin Bell, I think just does a phenomenal job also. Like, for him to be that fucking old and still grinding is like... Let me get your jeans, babe, because what the fuck? He, honestly though, he kind of looks a little bit younger in this movie than he does in his past movies. Like, his past movies, he's look a little bit older, which I probably think that that's the point of them. But, like, he does a phenomenal job also. And Shawnee Smith, again, you guys, like, every single person in this movie slayed. I'm gonna say this one more time. All actresses and actors did phenomenal. Like, the acting literally was just top tier for me. We gotta get into the other side, which is the gory side of Saw, obviously. I mean, like, what Saw without a little bit of torture porn? These fucking traps. Whoa. Motherfucking whoa. Like, whoa, okay? Let's just start off with Valentina's trap. You guys, Valentina's trap is probably my favorite trap, I think. She does, again, the acting, amazing, but the trap itself is brutal. So brutal. Spoilers if you, again, so what she has to do is she is sitting in front of this like bone cutter thing, and it's right in front of her neck. So it's like right here, and it's moving side to side. So if it goes closer, like it's gonna cut her neck off. Cut her neck off? Cut the head, bitch. Oh my god, oh my god. That's embarrassing. Okay, so even if this bitch tries to grab it, it's like barbed wire, okay? So like, her fingers start, she tries to grab it and her fingers start bleeding. Well, what homegirl has to do is get a razor, a whole ass like razor saw, and put it under her leg and saw off her own leg. Her own leg. But she's not finished. She is not finished, baby. She wants to be a nurse and she wants to be taking John Kramer's blood. Okay, baby, well now you know what? We need to test your blood. So she literally has to get this like fucking like egg beat, I don't even know what the fuck it is, turkey beater, whatever the fuck it is, and she has to stick it in her fucking amputated motherfucking leg and get all of the blood out into this little container. And if she doesn't, then that saw's gonna cut off her head. You guys, just a round of applause. A round of applause for that one, because whoo, I have watched this movie already. Like, I'm probably gonna watch it today again, and I still squirm in my seat. I still be moving. I still be like, what the fuck am I fucking watching? What the fuck is this fucking shit? Okay, it's disgusting. Like, that was one of the first ones where I was literally like, oh my god, this is gross. Like, this is gross. Like, this is disgusting. I want to keep talking about that trap because that trap is so phenomenal. But there's really nothing else to tell about that trap. It's kind of straight to the point. The bitch doesn't cut off her own leg and kind of put this blood into this container, then she gets her head chopped off. But I just think the way it's executed was done amazingly. Like, just 10 out of 10. Now, another thing that I was honestly really surprised about was the vacuum trap. The vacuum trap was actually not really a real trap, if you want to say. It was more of like a dream or like a thought that John Kramer had. At the way beginning of the movie, which is the vacuum trap is actually the very first trap that we do see in the movie. So with this in the beginning, John Kramer is at the hospital. He's getting an MRI done. I believe it's an MRI. He's getting something checked out to kind of see what's going on with his cancer. And whenever he's kind of getting water, kind of, you know, leaving the hospital, and he sees this custodian. Custodian also has a vacuum. Keep that in mind. And the custodian is in the patient's bedroom, and he's stealing his belongings. So John Kramer sees that, and he starts, you know, thinking, the gears start grinding, and so we then see the custodian with his vacuum, and there is two like suction things right here, and he has to flip his fingers because motherfucker has sticky ass fingers, so he has to break all of his fingers, all 5 fingers, in order to stop the vacuum from sucking out his eyes. I loved the thought of this trap too. The only thing is, I remember watching this in theaters, and as soon as it cut back to him being at the hospital and us knowing that this trip wasn't real, the trap wasn't real, immediately in my head I thought like, okay, a lot of people are going to be mad about that. But nonetheless, I still think us getting it and us getting a scene of it was really phenomenal. I enjoyed it. It was amazing. For it being the first trap, I think really set the bar high for the rest of the movie. And I think also the traps are really positioned in the movie to a certain point where you're not getting bored. You're like, okay, well, I mean, and if you're there for, it kind of depends on what you're there for. Like, if you're there for the gore and for the traps, then either way, you're still gonna be like, okay, I'm still kind of in it to win it. But the story just kind of keeps going too. So everything literally is placed in such a perfect way that this movie is just like 10 out of 10 for me, guys. Rotten Tomatoes needs to give this 100. Okay, rest of the traps that we do have, one little one that I do want to talk about real quick is the pipe bomb trap, where he does have these pipe bombs like right here on his forearms, and homeboy he literally has like his fist and everything are all taped up together, so he only has like little knives on his thing, so he can't move, he can't like grab it and pick it up, he literally has to like so that one got pretty gory and pretty intense, and I did stay away from the trailers a little bit, so I wasn't expecting that trap. That trap really got me off putting, like, I was like off put by. I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, I did not expect this. I was not expecting another different trap. But it was amazing. It was still good. And spoiler alert, but that guy survives the trap. So could he have been an apprentice in one of the later movies? That is my like biggest question ever, is who is this guy? Does he have any recollection and any like thing to do with any of the later entries in the movies? Like that's my really big question, because I mean, anyone who survives the Saw trap, you're obviously going to become an apprentice to John Kramer. So next trap that we're going to talk about is Mateo's trap. Mateo's trap. Oh my god, that one's just disgusting. That one's just disgusting too. Like, having to pick out your own brain. Baby, what? No. I think the best thing that sells this too is his character Mateo was supposed to be the doctor, is supposed to know all these things, these doctor materials, everything, and as soon as it gets to him needing to literally like cut his own brain off, he's literally sitting there like, what the fuck am I doing? What the fuck is brain matter? What the fuck is this tool? What the fuck am I doing? Like, he literally is so dumb that he does not even know what he's doing. And honestly, I think that that's what sells the trap for me the most of the part, is because, again, like, his character is supposed to know these things, and so whenever he gets all these things thrown in his face, he's literally sitting there like, what the fuck is this? Like, literally, what the fuck is this? Like, I don't know what this is. And I just think that that's so hilarious for this. They really went into detail with some of these traps, I think. The last traps I do want to talk about is Gabriella's trap. Gabriella's trap was pretty brutal too. I don't think hers was like super intense, I will say, with the radiation. But I still will say, I mean, having to break your own bones, like I remember going to bed later that night and really thinking of her trap and like thinking of having to break my own foot like to get out of it. And honestly, I don't think if I would be able to, like, I don't know breaking, I mean, like, maybe if I was in that situation, I don't know, and I don't want to know, but like homegirl was literally breaking and she's hanging there. Like, how is homegirl just hanging there and then having to break her foot, having to break this while getting radiation heat like blown into your fucking face? Yeah, like that one was pretty hard. That one was pretty difficult. And I think that out of all the traps, that one was honestly the most beautiful in a way. I do find that trap to be a little bit artistic because of the way she's hanging and the way it starts. You know, she starts with her hand and she starts getting dragged this way while her foot is kind of being dragged that way. So she's kind of like one way's this way, one way's that way. So she's kind of like hanging there like that. I do think that this trap is a little bit beautiful in a way. Hopefully that's not weird. I'm not John Kramer, I fucking promise, okay? But these traps, you guys, this movie was just flawless. I genuinely think that a lot of you guys are really gonna like this movie, and if you guys don't, you know, then it is what it is. I do think that everyone has their own taste to when it comes to horror movies, especially. So if you're not like a fan of maybe just Saw in general, then this movie probably won't be for you. But I think a lot of people will have fun with this movie, and like how I just said, even if you're not like a huge fan of the Saw movies, I do think that you'll still like this movie a lot because it's not like super how the other Saw movies are, where like they're showing you things that happened in the past, so you kind of need to know what happened in previous Saw movies. But knowing a lot of the other, having knowledge of the other Saw movies still floats your boat. It's gonna make you even more of a happier camper while watching the fucking movie. So either way, I do think both parties are going to have a lot of fucking fun with this movie. I genuinely had so much fun with this movie. I want to go watch it again with my family. Like, this movie was top tier, you guys. I was so happy that I was able to experience Saw 10 in theaters. I don't think I'll ever be able to experience another movie like this ever again. Like, this movie was literally one of my favorite movies of the year. Like, I loved this movie so much. But other than that, that's kind of really all I have for you guys. Again, I'm really trying to get into my gaming videos again, so I'm going to try to do that for you guys. Hopefully I can get that done for you guys soon. Some good horror news coming out this week. We have The Exorcist Believer that is coming out in, I believe, like a few days. Today's Monday, so it comes out on Thursday for me, at least here in America. And then we also have VHS 85, you guys, coming out on Friday. I think I'm gonna be doing a reaction video to that, so please stay tuned for that because I'm super excited for VHS 85. Other than that, again, that's kind of all I have for you guys. This video is already 20 minutes long and you guys probably don't want to see my amazing face anymore, so I will see you guys later.